Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is so weird for me because I've never just talked to TikTok. I've talked to myself before but not to TikTok. Also, I just want to start this video by saying I'm actually not a hijabi. I'm on a journey with hijab, inshallah. I really want to put it on. However, I only reverted last year and I'm the type of person, I can't just make that change overnight. I've kind of eased myself into it. I'm getting comfortable wearing it in public, in different settings, in front of different people, and then inshallah I will keep it on. So please don't leave any negative comments calling me a part-time hijabi, which I am, because yeah, everyone is on their own journey. Anyway, I just wanted to make a video about the positive changes that have come into my life since I found Islam. The first one for me personally is just feeling and being so much more productive. I am an absolute like scatterbrain. I don't know if that's, can I say that? I really struggle with like procrastination, not getting things done on time, like struggling with routine, leaving things to the last minute. My 5 daily prayers, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not always perfect with them. There are times where I have to catch up, but having those like 5 times a day breaks my day up, has like automatically given me more routine. I think I kind of like rely on them for other things as well, like, oh, I'll pray Asr and then I'll do that, you know, like it just gives me more structure in my life. Friendships, I can't lie, I've got some amazing Muslim friends, alhamdulillah, but like I always want to make more because every single one of these girls that I meet are just like, I'm like, whoa, you're unreal. Let me just clarify, I've still got majority of my non-Muslim friends from like pre-reverting, haven't just dropped them all, and they've honestly all been so supportive, but like the ones that have stayed have been the supportive ones, the ones that don't just want me for a night out, like we still do stuff. Yeah, just having like pure genuine friendships in my life, and I'm not just talking like the Muslim girlies, the non-Muslim girlies from before as well, like the ones who have stayed have been so supportive, and it kind of proves that they love me and who I am and not just like what I'm like going out. Finally, just like finding my like sense of purpose. Like if you are someone who struggles, like before I reverted, I just didn't really know like why we were here, and it is something like I was like pretty agnostic, so I believed in something, I just didn't know what, and for me it was like I feel like this purpose but I have no idea what it is, and then you end up feeling like purposeless. Okay, everything now that happens in my life I put a reason to it, and I don't mean to sound like I just excuse everything, you know, but it's so hard to explain. Once you like truly believe in something, you just, everything just seems to explain itself. When I would speak to like Muslim brothers or sisters, when I was in the process of reverting, they were like, everything is Islam, and I was like, whoa, that's a lot. Literally like a takeover of your life, and it is, but in the best possible way. Like I said, you have your purpose. Even when the worst things happen to you, you can back that up, like you find reason within. But yeah, it's honestly beautiful, and I recommend if you're thinking of reverting, my pieces of advice are do as much research as you possibly can. Like be educated, and then take your shahada. Just do it, because once you start praying, everything will naturally fall into place. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to, you know, learn how to, like when you take your shahada, you are literally a baby, and would you expect a newborn baby to get up and walk? No. So don't put pressure on yourself, but just do it, because prayer is. Sit and chat with me whilst I tell you about all the mistakes I made when I first reverted to Islam. Okay, my first one, I actually said I would take this to the grave. So well, originally I took my shahada on the phone, and then I went like 3 months after to get my shahada certificate. So I went to the masjid and I retook my shahada, and then it was in like a group setting, so all of the sisters were coming up to me, they were being so nice, they were hugging me, saying congratulations, and then naturally, without even thinking, silly old me tried to hug the imam. Bruh. Luckily he laughed, and he did say it was not the first time it had happened, so you know, alhamdulillah. Okay, when I was like very early on to having reverted, I can't lie, it took me so long to pray, by the way. Like, I'll get into that another time. It took me so long. But when like I first really started, I'll be so real, I don't know what I was doing. I definitely didn't understand what a rakat was, because I remember learning that and being like, oh, but I was praying crazy amounts, like, you know, alhamdulillah. I remember it would take me like half an hour to pray. And I was like, damn, this is long, like this is taking up a lot in my day. Like I was like, I can't do this 5 times. But I remember telling one of my friends that it took me half an hour to pray, and they were like, that's not normal. And I was like, yeah, I'm just learning. They were like, no. This is an interesting one. So I went to a Palestine charity event, and this was right before Ramadan, so I was kind of like, I was in the swing of things then, and I bought an abaya set, and it came with like, I don't think it was hijab, but it was like a scarf. I was meant to bring it, but just for an accessory, because like we wouldn't be praying or anything, so I was like, why would I need to bring hijab? Anyway, the speaker at the event starts reciting Quran. I literally watched every single sister in the room, and I was like, I'm not even joking, I was the only one out of the whole room, and I just sat there feeling like so stupid. But then I told the girl who I was with, and alhamdulillah, she was so sweet, she like shared her hijab with me, and we were both under the same one, and it was really cute. But now I know, if I'm going to an event, always bring a scarf. Oh, I've got 2 ones to do with like going to masjid, going to mosque. So firstly, I didn't understand that they were like segregated, separate entrances, so I just walked straight in. First entrance I saw, bunch of men. When you make like mistakes in Islam, maybe not on TikTok sometimes, but genuinely everyone who I've met in real life has been so nice, and they've just educated me, especially when they find out you're a revert. Being a revert is low-key having a bit of a free pass sometimes. You just say I'm a revert and they're like, oh, whoa. Oh, I feel like literally every revert can relate to this. Just like wudu, like genuinely having like no concept of what that was. Like I was so confused. As per seems to be a common theme. I didn't know like there were actual steps. I was kind of just getting in, washing my hands, splashing my face and being done. And then also I was making wudu every time I ate, every time I drank, every time I'd have a wee. So yeah. We've come a long way, chickens. Let me know if you've like made any silly mistakes, because this is a safe space. We can all laugh together.